Hello, graduate students of ENG 750, the other Middle Ages. This is a overdue tutorial on how to make a VoiceThread presentation. I'm just going to quickly run through this. It's pretty straightforward. The first thing that you want to do, and I'm going to show you, we are not reading Amelia Lanier for our class, obviously, but I'm just using an older PowerPoint that I had made. And this is really the first thing that you want to do. This is how I usually go about it. You want to create text and images in the order that you want. What I've established so far, and you can look back to Stuart's example, but 3 to 4 slides focusing on, 3 or 4 different moments within the text, and I'm going to be in contact with each of you as to which portions of the text that we're working on I'd like you to focus on. But you're going to pick out moments from each text, create text and image that you want to go along with those. And then one of the things that I do, I script it out. I actually write out a script of what I'm going to say beforehand, but you're certainly welcome to sort of ad-lib it. Although the one thing that I would say is it's nice for discussion's sake if you can kind of end each slide with an open question that then your listeners can respond to. And so in the sort of basic structure of what the PowerPoint is going to look like, that's how you want to set that up. And I'm just working on the assumption that most of you are familiar with how to create a PowerPoint. So once you've got to this point, you're going to want to save the PowerPoint as a PowerPoint just to make sure that you've got that document. But then what you'll need to do is go to the upper left-hand corner. Let me show you that again. Go to File, go to Save As, and then write whatever folder you're saving it in. You're going to click on that. And then you want to be sure to go to Save As Type, and you're actually going to save the PowerPoint as a PDF. This is the Adobe Acrobat document file type. And this is standard on most machines now because the Adobe Creative Suite is so common in the academy and industry. So you should be able to do this if you can do PowerPoint. And then you will want to save it as a PDF. And you can just use exactly the same file name, and it should pop up like this, where you've actually got a new document on your screen showing up as PDF, and it's telling me to star my important files. I don't know why it's doing that, but it might do that for you. You feel free to ignore that. Now that you've made your PDF and you know where it's located on your computer, you want to go to the VoiceThread page. I'm pretty sure if you haven't had to do this already, you will need to make an account on VoiceThread. This is free to do. I've already done it, so all my information is autofilling, and then I'm just going to sign into VoiceThread. I think most of you, it probably made most of you do this in order to be able to access the VoiceThreads that I've been putting up. And now, of course, you can see your screen will be blank. Mine has all of the VoiceThreads that I've made for this and previous classes. Once you get to this screen, though, the key thing is this Create button right here. You're going to go to Create, click Add Media. You are going to add media from your computer. And now I've actually got to go in a different folder where I saved the PDF with the Amelia Lanier PowerPoint, and make sure it's the Adobe Acrobat. See, I've got 2 here. One is the PowerPoint. Let me see if I can. Oh, here we go. One is the PowerPoint presentation. I actually want the Adobe Acrobat presentation, and I'm going to open that. And then I give it a title. Based on whatever you're doing. This is entirely up to you. You can add, I never add the description or tags. This is if you're putting something on VoiceThread that you're going to actually make accessible to the open web to make it easier to find. But the minimum that you need is to give it a title so that you can find it within VoiceThread. And now you see it's processing. And this can take a few minutes, especially depending upon your internet speed and your computer processing speed. This can take a little while. So we're going to wait for this to pop up, and now you can begin to see it is pretty magically, I think, automatically populating the slides onto the VoiceThread. And at this point, the VoiceThread is ready. Now I'm gonna click on this. You can do comment, and it's going to bring this up. And I do prefer for all of you that are making your own VoiceThreads, if you can do voice commenting. You should know how this works. It's very similar to, you're going to click on the bottom screen here, and for those of you who have been doing text, you've been clicking the ABC. For voice comments, you're going to click the microphone. If you want to do video, you can do that too. I've never bothered with it myself, but it is option for doing. But then here's where you click, and then you're going to comment on. I'm going to X out of this now. Once I make my comments, because I can't do it because of the Screencastify that I'm doing right now. But I could add my audio commentary. I'm going to go to my next slide, do the same thing, and then work through all the slides. Once I've added the commentary, I am going to X out. And then what you need to do, and this is where it's different from what I'm doing versus what you are doing. You are going to click, let me do that again. You're going to click share up here, and you're just going to get a link. And what you can do is just copy and paste, Control C, Control V. You're going to copy that link, and then you're going to go to Outlook on your student account. You're going to email me with the link, probably put VoiceThread link in the subject and say, here's my link. You don't have to do that, but I'll get the idea. And then you can actually cut and paste it. And if you can just do that, if you really want to be fancy, probably most of you know, you can actually insert a hyperlink, and that'll actually then, from the email, I can directly access the VoiceThread. And what I can do then is post that link onto Blackboard. You simply can't do that because you don't have instructor privileges for our class site on Blackboard, so I have to do that. But that would basically be the next step if you were teaching your own class. That's what you would go about doing. But this would be the last step, and then at that point, I'll make it available to the class, and we can all comment on it. So hopefully that gives you some insight on how to go about doing this, and obviously let me know if you have any questions.